No, I'm sure you don't hear anything. Hi! You can see me now. Also, I changed the latency to the stream, so I should be able to see your answers really fast. Snaps fingers repeatedly to the smooth jazz while wearing dark sunglasses. I don't have any right now. So let's try it out. How fast can I answer? Say it now. Say now when you hear this sentence right here. Okay, so there's still a little bit of latency. Around 15, 20 seconds. But it's still much better than usually. Yep. I just hope it's not gonna buffer or anything for you, because lower latency means more buffering usually with YouTube. But at least it's gonna be... I won't have to wait for your answers, and you won't have to wait for my answers either. So yeah. I have a little bit of coffee, not many left, you can see it, but before I start... Oh, you were waiting for me to say which sentence, okay. Before I start, I'm gonna grab some Coke. So if I'm gonna be thirsty, I don't have to go out. That's perfect. And let's move around here. So, last time was a very important episode because stuff goes down. Let's just go it like that. This is where the story actually happens. Until this, it was just backstory of how he became, how he got his name, his semblance. This is not Ruby, not semblance. I mean, his cutie mark, how he went into the Wonderbots and got out. Now, stuff are gonna go down when we meet with the enemy and the old friends. Because we met with Dr. Who's, or Time Turner, whichever you wanna call him, and also Derpy. And we have the Puppet Master, who was called Toybox, if I remember correctly. It was a little bit long time ago, like 5 days ago, when I read chapter 14. But yeah, I kinda remember it all. Yes, Toybox was his name. But it was long forgotten. He is now a toy in a box. Only. A toy of the darkness, let's just say it like that. But are we ready to start Skydancer, the first flying unicorn? Chapter 15. Probably this is not gonna be good music for reading, but it's good for starting. What kind of tone are we going for with this chapter? Because I think it's gonna be not as bad, not as horrifying as the last chapter, because we went away, we basically made him think that we are with him. full of wonder. I have no idea what it can be. There you go. Let's start. Old family, but still good. Oh please, tell me the story has a happy ending. Starbucks begged in fear. That puppet master is going to give me nightmares for weeks after this. Just a little bit low about the music. Happy birthday, Strawberries! Here! Have a red balloon for your birthday! It floats, apparently! Oh wait, that's still Strawberries. Happy birthday, Strawberries! Here! Have a red balloon for your birthday! It floats, apparently. Is this a reference to it? It definitely is, I guess. Which I still haven't watched. But I know that he deals with balloons. I was about to get to that, and already I can tell you that I met dear friends too, in addition to horrible abomination. Both happened to the same time. It was almost as if they were there to help me get through this awful trial. Had I been pointed out? Were they really time travelers? Stabby asked in amazement. Time and space travelers. Had I been corrected? The time machine could travel anywhere and anywhere. Pennywise loves his balloons. How can you do that? Stabby asked in astonishment. Had I been shocked? I don't know. It seemed too complicated to me. They later told me it was Time Lord technology. What's a Time Lord? You mentioned that once before. I almost stopped you and asked you that question back then. The doctor's race, apparently. Had I been answered. Stubby widened her eyes in astonishment. By Celestia! He's an alien from outer space! He's an alien! I'm sorry. Do you want to hear the rest or not? Had I been offered. I could stop the story here and leave you in suspense. Well, I am getting a little tired, Starbeast said as she glanced up at the gradually emerging twinkling stars before looking back at her father, and went on to say, but I don't want to stop just when you fill my head with grim images, Puppet Master. Please tell me something little better before I get to sleep tonight. Tell you a bedtime story? Father Wind asked with an amused grin. Basically. Okay then. This is it? Father Wind asked in disbelief as he beheld the blue box, about 3 feet wide on each side of the box and 5 feet high. It had a text along the top of it too, and he could not read it because police don't use words. I'm sorry, we could actually read it. It said police car box, but he certainly did not know what that meant. There was also a little light on the top. For some reason, it was not on at the time. That doesn't even look like it will fit the two of you, let alone the 5 of us. Wait, the 5? Oh yeah, the Vision is there with them as well. Okay, I forgot about that little detail. Featherwind noted. It does seem a little bit small. Starving agreed. Derpy, it's your turn to explain, the doctor declared as he charged right through into the box after opening it. I need to steal this thing and get us the heck out of here. Certainly, Doctor. Derpy accepted them, waved at the three of them to enter. Before I read this, please look at this box. Look at this as it were a muffin. It's a vast universe inside. It's not just a muffin, it's just everything. You will see when you go inside. Please do step into the TARDIS. I promise you, there is a plenty of stretching room inside. Oh, it's bigger on the inside. Featherwind already realized, because when the doctor entered earlier, his voice faded away as he spoke, as if to suggest he gained more and more distance from them as he spoke. Also, his voice bounced off other objects within, which also seemed to indicate the box has a surprisingly amount of space within it. What? That's physically impossible, Starming objected. And a time machine is more believable? Featherwind countered. Ah, good point. Starming conceded. Look, obviously we are dealing with unusual technology here, Featherwind remarked. We may also have to suspend disbelief for a moment and plunge onward. I couldn't have said it better myself, Derpy cheered. Please enter. Her eyes suddenly grew small, very small, as she said in a frightened tone. So we can quickly get away from here? I second that. Featherwind agreed wholeheartedly. Vision didn't say anything, she just proceeded inside. Ooh, careful, watch your step, Derpy cautioned as she rushed in after the little filly. Oh yeah, because there are... Wait, if I remember correctly, there are stairs right in front of the door, which leads down a little bit. Let me check, just a second. Yes, there are stairs right in front of the door. I remember correctly. Not much. Also, TARDIS changes from... Oh yeah, that's true. I just remembered at one point it had stairs right in front. When you entered, there was a little ledge that you could go around, and there were stairs to go down to the controls. And because Derpy cautioned her, that's probably the reason for it. Vision is also blind. Yep. She's a good pony. Shall we? Starming gasped after a deep in and out take of breath. We shall. Featherwind agreed. Onwards and upwards, I guess. I hear that! The doctor complained deep in the box. That's my line, thank you very much! Patent pending! Featherwind and Starming both stepped inside, one after another, then breathed in astonishment, in an incredible space within the small blue box. Most of the controls seemed to be in the center of the room. At that location there was a big spinning thing moving in several directions above, that seemed to be a circular console on the ground. Welcome... Oh, it's Derpy. Welcome to the TARDIS! Derpy cheered back at the two of them, calling back to them over the left shoulder while Hoof studied Vision carefully. Please shut the door, so we can get on with this. Featherwind looked back and used his magic to shut the door without touching it. Wait, shouldn't unicorn magic mess with Time Lord technology? Can it interfere with the TARDIS? Because unicorn magic is also capable of time and space travel? Now that is a question that might have been introduced later on. I'm just curious if you thought of that. or not. Mess with it? Mostly not. It can manipulate it like using hands, but depends on the spell. Well, at least Featherwind doesn't know about time magic, and at this point, if we are correct, time magic is very incomplete. As in canon. Even if he somehow gets his hands or hooves on the scroll, which is in the library, it's not gonna do anything. I have seen this place in one of my dreams, Vision marveled. It was one of Luna's dreams too. Oh, it's so fantastic to finally be standing here. Yep, she's a beauty, isn't she? Oh, that's Doctor. Yep, she's a beauty, isn't she? The Doctor declared proudly, while he fiddled with some of the controls. It can take us anywhere and anyone. This might have given the Star Wars the idea. Yeah, because if the Time Lord is here, maybe he didn't meet. I don't know if he met with Doctor Who's, but he might have seen it. Seen the TARDIS disappearing. And just like a lot of people in the show who shouldn't have seen it. Imagine all the time and space just out of those doors. Anywhere and anyone you want to go. And I have the fingertips right here. Fingertips? Staring at the Doctor strangely. What tips? Lyra would understand. He says strange things like that all the time. Dark explained with a scowl. It's just one of his quirks. You got to use it eventually. I can easily imagine a younger version of Starswell mixed up in that. At least one of the Doctor's adventures. Yeah, obviously because he is one of the most talented unicorns in Equestria's history. Because he stole all the all the achievement of the main 7. Or 6, who knows? Not like your pony pawns here in this world. The Doctor sat back in amusement. I swear, the way you ponies describe some things that kind of reminds me of some kind of children's toy commercials. Because they are. Dappy yapped her lips silently to mock the Doctor behind his back. Master Wing giggled in amusement. At that, Dappy flashed her sheepishly, but also amused smile. Hang on to your butts! The Doctor won before he yanked the final lever. After that, the machine made a strange magical whizzing over and over again. During that time, the occupants feeling grew constantly. Dappy immediately covered Vision with her hooves and wings. Starving spread her legs for a more steady stance, and Featherwind wove back and forth, like a drunken pony for a moment, before he used his magic to float off the ground and not touch anything. A little more warning next time. Featherwind bitterly complained to the Doctor. Where the fun is that? Where's the fun in that? The Doctor playfully chided. Chided? Is that what you wanted to say? chided? Yep, I have never heard that word before. But it's a word. Yeah, it was strange because I never heard that word. It's fine. I'm taking you through time and space. Where's your sense of adventure? A few seconds later, everything settled down. A new fading sound effect replaced the sound of the mechanism wheezing. Here we are! All safe and sound! Doctor proudly declared as he hopped over the rear near the console. Where are we, Doctor? They appeared curiously. And when are we? Some bad time, but definitely bad channel. A transferred as he made his way to the front doors. Huh? That belongs to her head. She wasn't the only one confused. Doctor, you are so weird sometimes. Even I can't understand you. Voila! The doctor said in an introducing tone as he flung open the TARDIS doors. I give you your planet. A scene from orbit. What? Featherwind asked in astonishment, then slowly approached the doors. That's the first time we see Equestria from up above in the sky. While he did that, the doctor leaned on the wall, the side of the doors. He stood in his legs and crossed his forehoofs across his chest, while Angus waved a smug look on his face. Also odd, Stamping approached the doors to a front side. Beyond those doors, they both beheld an incredible sight. A glowing spherical planet with lots of blue oceans and swirling masses that made up the planet's clouds, but from this height, everything looked like a 2D image. Yeah, it's a bit louder than the last one. I saw it. And I'm sorry. The stars were also remarkable. Up here, the stars no longer twinkled. Instead, they were steady lights in an image. Why am I struggling with that word? Unimaginable black void for those who had never seen it. I have no idea why that music is much louder than the other ones. Oh my gosh, Dad! Now you're making me so jealous! Starbeast said, with intense envy. I want to see the stars from orbit. I want to see it so badly. Well, your name is Starbreeze, after all. Also, I can't believe you and Mom both did this. This is way beyond where I expected you to tell the story. See? Featherwind said with a smug grin to his daughter. Your daddy has been around the block a couple of times. I have seen some amazing things. Boy, I will bet. Starbeast strongly agreed. Next time, take me with you. Oh please, please. Oh please, Dad. Please, pretty please. I have not been in contact with the doctor or Derpy for a while now, Featherwind admitted. Do you have any contact with him? Any way to contact him? Starbeast asked with a desperate hope. I can think of several ways, Featherwind replied. Leave a mark in history bit with hidden message that only the doctor would understand. Come across the kind of trouble he typically fights against, or concentrate very hard and send your will typically to specifically summon the doctor. You will see that object he flashed at the puppet master. Too soon, Dad. Featherwind Starbeast complained. Too soon to hear his name again. Well, anyway, that thing showed the Dark Wizard. That's better. You you can call him you know who. Okay? Or let's just say it, you know who, Pony. That's better. Was something that showed the viewer only what they expect to see. He calls it psychic paper and responds to a thought. Oh yeah, I forgot about psychic paper. Oh my god. I actually thought that he got the credentials from Sombra. But he actually never said the name. He was tricking the Dark Wizard, or you know who, Pony, to say his name so he can now use it against him. I absolutely forgot about the psychic paper. So, if you pray really hard enough, your thoughts might show up on that paper, especially if you are in dire need. I wouldn't encourage you to seek out Danger deliberately just to find him, but if you do find him, he might make it worth it. Yep, the doctor uses psychic paper to fish for more information. The doctor modus operandi to be covered like that. Yeah. I didn't even expect that you would pull the psychic paper thing out of his pocket. Because I forgot about psychic paper. Even if I remembered, I would probably not think of that. That was a nice little touch right there. Because obviously it's a doctor we are talking about. He could have easily met with the Dark Lord. That's not impossible. He could have stolen his credentials. Yeah, it was a nice thing to add right here. Huh? Starbase looked thoughtful. Anyway, as I was saying. Go ahead. Oh, there's a doctor. Go ahead. You can step outside. Doctor invited. Really? Starving, that is surprise. There's a shield around this vessel. Featherwind declared. Doctor looked at Featherwind in surprise. How did you know? If there wasn't, we would all be sucked up into space right now. Featherwind explained. Space is nothing but a giant vacuum, and any space with air in it, like this one, would get sucked out if it was exposed to space unprotected. Also, I have a unique connection to the wind and air. I just know it. Quill, you played Persona 5, right? If you did, then you will see why I say that Featherwind reminds me of Ryuji. For some... You know, we are the Phantom Thieves at all. He is smelling this... Oh yeah! I have a unique connection to the wind and air. Just know it. I just know it. He smells it to every pony's face. Now I cannot unsee this, that he is Ryuji in a mind. Featherwind is Ryuji. Let him clap his foes together and said, "Congratulations, you get an A." I love this side too. The episode fondly behind them. Featherwind looked back at Derpy. He realized that he and Sturming were in Derpy's way. He then looked at Sturming and offered a hoof to her, as he asked her, "Sturming, do you trust me?" Are we gonna have a Titanic moment as well? Are we gonna have a Titanic moment when Derpy's gonna hold Sturming up and they are gonna just... I'm not gonna play the Titanic music because that is copyrighted. Of course I do, she replied as she looked at him. Why do you ask? Him? Wait. Oh, Featherwind asked him, okay. Sturming, do you trust me? Aladdin did it too. Oh yeah, do you trust me? You're right. About Aladdin as well. Then take my hoof, Featherwind requested. Take it and I will show you the world. Okay, now I can see the Aladdin. I will show you something wonderful. Better than this? Sturming asked suspiciously, with a nod towards the exit of TARDIS. It relates to this? Featherwind hinted. Sturming grew a slow, loving smile, then took his hoof, popping an adorable "ah" sound from Derpy behind them. Using his grip, Featherwind dragged Sturming outside, where she yelped as soon as she noticed that there was no gravity outside. Because they stepped on a magic carpet. Because she was weightless, however, it made Featherwind's job easier to manipulate her. She grabbed them both delicately and brought them to the side of the TARDIS. There he guided them onto it to sit on it like a bench in the middle of outer space. Grab the TARDIS with your other hoof and hold on tight, Featherwind said in a voice full of wonder and marvel. Sturming did so and discovered she could latch onto the vessel. She took a few moments to calm her nerves down. Why don't you grab onto me, little girl, as we go on a magic carpet ride? After that, she looked forward in her widened eyes, and widened her eyes in amazement. Now they were not just viewing the bird through an open door. Now they were staring at the vast expanse in front of them, without visual obstruction unless they looked down and noticed the TARDIS in the way. That Featherwind is natural at this, Doctor said in an impressed tone within the TARDIS. Featherwind overheard that since the Doctor's voice carried through the air. Yeah, he can hear everything that is about him. Very few that I show this to understand the principal vacuum of space, weightlessness, and are able to maneuver out there so confidently the first time. Well, he did this since his childhood. It's not really different from what he usually does. The weightlessness, the his flying is basically tied to this, let's just say it like that. Found some new companions to join us on our journey, Doctor? Derpy asked curiously and hopefully. Perhaps, for a little while, Doctor replied, but I actually know his name. Featherwind. He was the first flying unicorn in recorded history. Well, he wrote his head in circle, then spoke on. Technically he is not the first, but the rest of the creature doesn't know that yet. Ow. Ouch. Ouch. You know why I say this? Because Featherwind hears this. Because this is all about him. and they are not that far away, and the wind carries everything that is about him to his ears. Now he knows that he is not the first. Anyway, because I recognize him, I also recognize some of his future exploits. And let's say there are some things ahead of in his timeline I cannot interfere with. Oh. The episode sounded disappointed. Is this another one of those fixed timeline events you spoke of? Some of it, yeah. Doctor confirmed. When those times come, I cannot help him. Events are meant to unfold naturally as they are. But I've been suspecting there might be others before him. Yep. But now, this is the confirmation. If a Time Lord says something happened, it happened. Unless the time is changing. But in the meantime, there appears with rising hope again. In the meantime, tomorrow is as close, as far away as I want to be. The doctor reminded his assistant, then knocked on the wall of the TARDIS. This is a time machine. I can bend the rules a little around certain areas. Oh goody. The cheered. Later on, she said, Doctor, I really love that young filly. I really want to protect her. Wow. In my mind, I read that somehow differently. And you will laugh at me when I say how I read this. I read it like, Doctor, I really want a young filly. And now, it became a fan fiction. I'm sorry. I don't know why I saw that. Luckily, before I said it out loud, I changed it in... I read it again and I said the perfect lines. I thought you meant romantic love. It can be. You sympathize with her, don't you? Dr. guessed in an uncharacteristically serious tone that Featherwing not observed until then. Most of you have vision problems. You with your eyes and her, she can't see at all until she sleeps. Well, yeah, that's part of it. But it's also more than that. Doctor, I just don't know. I feel a connection with her. I can't really explain. Bad! Hey, Dice! We summoned DiceWarwick with bad reading. Yay! Back to Derpy's bad eyesight. Derpy would be the best flyer in Equestria if she didn't have this eye problem. We know she was faster than somebody we know. She was faster than Rainbow Dash until her eyes messed up. She probably still can fly faster. She just can't go faster because of her eye problems. She wouldn't be able to see if she did. Yep, Rainbow's flashback. Nurture's instinct is my guess. Doctor said with a little stretch. She's a young child, so you feel driven to protect her. That's not a mystery, it's an inbred instinct. Imagine how your race would survive if you had the opposite instinct to try to kill all your foes. Wow, that's another... that's another story. It's terrible, Derpy whined. But you see my point, the Doctor returned. You feel the way you do because she's young, and also because you are you. It's one of the things I love about you, my lovely assistant. Love. Not like, love. You are compassionate, and therefore also worthy of my journey. Yeah, Featherwing Immortal agreed. I think I could grow fond of her as well, for a trait like that. It's nice to see him I'm not alone in my allies. when it comes to protecting what's important around here. I hope he's not saying this out loud, because Starving would be jealous. I'm sure Starving feels the same way. These two are going to get along wonderfully together. Shh! Look, Doctor, she's asleep. That pointed out with fond fascination. Might as well. If it's not as she can see what's beyond these doors, Doctor observed. I know. Dappy agreed sadly. Maybe she will experience it in her dreams, the Doctor theorized. It depends. So, let's see. Quill. You said she sees, at least you wrote that, she sees the nightmares at the night time because Nightmare Moon is still out there. It depends if they went along in the future or just traveled in space. If they went, they probably went around in the time as well. If they went in the future where Nightmare Moon is not around again, then she is not dreaming anything bad at this point. Because she only sees the good things, usually, if she goes to sleep at daytime. It doesn't matter if Luna is trapped in the moon. Oh, unless it's before. Okay, that's what I said. Her dreams? The reflected, then asked in her arm. Doctor, what time is it? Is it day or night over the area we are flying above? Actually, with this part right here, even if she is not alive later on, you actually explained why Celestia is not doing anything since Luna got saved. Let's just say it like that. She changed back to Luna at the first episodes in the canon story. Since that point onward, Vision can't see any kind of threat. Because Nightmare Moon is not anymore. And she cannot alert her at all. Also, she's not there. Let's say Vision is still alive by then. She can time travel with the Doctor. True that. Unless they drop her up at some safe time zone. Unless that can happen. Doctor, in her dreams? The reflected then asked her arm. Doctor, what time is it? Is it day or night over the area we are flying above? Daylight. Don't worry, my little assistant. I pay attention and plan ahead. I can assure you, if she sleeps now, she will have pleasant dreams, as long as what she told me is true. Sleep in the daylight, huh? That's kind of weird. No, it's not weird. Because I usually do that. Dappy paused for a little while before she spoke again. If she's really blind though, I suppose there's little way she could tell the difference. You know. Oh, you know, Doctor, back in my time, Nightmare Moon is... Shh. Doctor shushed her. No spoilers. But they can't hear us out there. Dappy pointed out. Can they? The doctor reflected. You can hear us from quite a distance away, can't you, Featherwind? The doctor called out the door. Is that recorded in your history books where you come from? Featherwind glanced back at the doctor. What those history books say depends on what you want to write in it. The doctor returned eventually. You, my friend, were known as prolific writer, and you knew several others who were the same way. I won't say they all recorded you accurately, but if you read enough between the lines, you get an idea of the general pattern. He can hear us out there? The puppy realized. Oh my gosh, I'm so embarrassed. I can't fix this easily enough. The doctor went to the doors. Knock on the wood 3 times when you want us to let you in again. With the doctor closed the doors to the TARDIS. Like Quill landing. Like wheels and sofas. I'm sorry, I couldn't just hit on that high ball right there. Featherwind quickly realized the privacy went both ways. He might not be able to hear them anymore through the doors, but it also meant he was alone out there with his girlfriend, as they sat together and watched their planet from orbit. Doctor said, Featherwind knows other prolific authors. Yeah. A lot of them, actually. Featherwind pulled her close to his side as they sat there. They enjoyed this amazing kind of romantic moment together. When I returned to the TARDIS, I finally decided to fess up about everything I knew regarding the Portmaster, and my conversation with Princess Celestia 6 years ago that involved this issue. I figured those present knew enough about the situation that anything else they didn't know would actually put them more at risk at this point, especially considering the fact that the Portmaster personally saw each of our faces up close. For that reason alone, he might come back, so I wanted my friends ready. I don't know. I actually don't know the songs that are here. I just go by the titles. Plans and strategies? Maybe? Is this what it's gonna be? Right here? But this might do, okay. It was a judgment call on my part, but I had a feeling Princess Celestia would agree with me. I was going to tell them everything. I might as well also explain why she wanted to keep this a secret, so that they would understand her reasoning, and perhaps why it was a wise call on her part, given the information we had at the time. But I had even more information to add to the pile, including things I did not discuss with Celestia. I also told them about my potential history with King Sombra, that my family may have genetic line tracing back to that awful tyrant. I told them that I suspect that I was the one King Sombra was after. This also implied that some part of Sombra's spirit remained to wreak havoc on our days. That's true, we know that. That reminds me, the author prompted. Do any of you know a purple pony with a rainbow mane, mismatched eyes, and a cutie mark that cupcake with a cupcake that looks so angry at the world that it just wants to take it over? Because that's the pony he described. All the occupants in the TARDIS looked at each other to see if any other pony knew any pony like that. While technically Vision did not look at any other pony, since she could not see, she was aware of the stairs nonetheless. And this, of course, was after she recovered from her nap. Not likely. Father Wind finally replied. Oh, good! The doctor breathed in a sigh of relief. I was worried for a moment that I sent a formidable monster after an innocent and unsuspecting pony. I specifically guided him to the middle of the desert just to make it that much more unlikely he would find any pony. Oh wow! The doctor rubbed a hoof through his mane. It just hit me. I can't believe he actually brought that story. Holy cheese and crackers! That pony is one naughty professor. The doctor laughed at Vision, then said to her. Vision, you claimed you had some insight into Puppet Master's past. You said he used to be an innocent toy maker named Toybox. Can you give me a date when that happened? When exactly did he change? I don't know. Vision replied honestly. I rarely see a calendar in my dreams. Hardly any pony hangs it up on their walls. My dreams are subjective anyway, but I get the feeling that this was a very long time ago. I have a hunch that King Samurai is responsible for his woes. But I've been guessed. He drove this pony mad on purpose, then later shaped him into a useful servant. If you're right, then Toybox is a victim too. Starming realized, then looked down sadly, as her eyes dropped. Now, I feel kind of bad for him. See what I mean about redeeming qualities? But having death his daughter in the future. They pointed at his head 3 times. I know what I'm talking about. Even the most evil villains may have tragic history that makes what happened to them not their fault. Yeah. Stabbies waved her father off dismissively. I see your point. Continue. What reason would Puppet Master have to gather all this negative energy? They appeared with confusion and worry. More to the point, what does King Sombra want with all that energy? Let's refined her question. As formidable as he is, the Puppet Master is just a puppet in this scenario. Literally and figuratively. Vision here said the real power source of the Puppet Master, the one animating his body, is some kind of black crystal somewhere within him. That same crystal is also getting dark energy. Now, who in this scenario do we know of who happen to be an expert in crystal magic? Especially dark crystal magic. I haven't added. That would have to be King Sombra. AKA the Dark King. Stanley put in. The Dark King rises. The Doctor quoted as he trapped a rail that he was standing beside 4 times with rapid taps. He repeated this several times. That's what the Puppet Master said. He kept talking about the Dark King rises, so Bob please. Rises from what? From death? Had I been that threat? Princess Celestia and Princess Luna defeated King Sombra before the fall of Crystal Empire. I assume in this case, it meant he got killed, but some part of him lingers to this day. A Dark King that is trying to resurrect himself. Only if he could have a bunch of dark energy to help him power that ritual. Dr. said with sarcastic ignorance. That's what he plans to use this energy for. Starming realized with a start. That's why he is sending Puppet Master out to gather energy from terrorized ponies for years. King Sombra is trying to fuel his own resurrection. Maybe. That's a possibility. I think it's more than that. Had I been theorized. I think he is trying to bring back the entire Crystal Empire. He said with a brief appreciative note to Derpy, who recently informed them of the name of that vanished city. That would probably require a great deal of energy. He tried to rule over it once. Why not try again? Given his history, that makes sense. Starwind agreed. That's just phase 1. Featherwind went on. If he secures the Crystal Empire, I think he will set his sights on the rest of Westria and the rest of the world. Probably the universe as well. But Doctor, we know that doesn't happen. But Derby pointed out to the Doctor. You only know one version of the history. The Doctor pointed out to Derby. As I tried to tell you many times, when the history is not fixed, it's flexible. If we do not stop the Star King during this period, he may, in fact, rise a lot earlier than you remember, and actually succeed to take over Equestria. Furthermore, note that this era of Equestrian history is far less prepared for his return. There are no elements of harmony to stand in his way. For example, not that we would be aware of that anyway. We may be the only thing stopping him from total conquest. I guess the Princess of Twilight. The Friendship Princess did not tell any pony where they found the elements of harmony. They did not write it down. I heard rumors of how the Princess Twilight and her friends did it before. The recalled. It sounded like they used a powerful and blessed artifact known as the Crystal Heart to defeat him. Then let's use that, Starwind reasoned. Where is this Crystal Heart? We don't know. The princess dropped as she looked regretful. Unfortunately, it's in the Crystal Empire. You cannot get to it until the Empire itself rises again. First. And by then, it will be too late. Doctor added. If King Sombra rises it first, I'm sure he will stop at nothing to keep other boys from finding the Crystal Heart. It's just like that last time, before the fall of the Crystal Empire. Only this time Princess Luna isn't around to help her sister defeat him. Who knows how instrumental her role was in this whole affair? In this affair before. Now, who is that? It's still you, okay. Now, you could claim Princess Celestia could try new tactics to counter this threat, since she had so much time to contemplate it and master new spells since that time. But King Sombra had just as much time to plot and strategize. I don't even think Celestia realizes he is involved at all during this time period. She is though distracted with Papa Master's antics. King Sombra was a master strategist too, from what I understand of the history, and he had plenty of time to maneuver the shadows unnoticed. Who knows how much energy he has gathered at this point? A lot. And before I continue, I'm gonna drink a little bit. Maybe one of the things we should change. Starwind proposed. Let's go to Celestia and inform her what we are really up against. At very least, it would be one alive for our goals. If King Sombra wants her ignorant of his presence, so he can maneuver around unnoticed, then that's the first thing we should change. With what proof? Featherwind counter. Or we are speculation at this point. The fourth time tapping on the rear was a reference from Doctor Who episode. Huh. as I said before, it was a long time ago since I saw Doctor Who, so I definitely don't remember that little detail right there. However, we have speculation at this point. We know that Papa Master is working for King Somra, Starming returned. He said so himself. And he's the model citizen, model of the honor citizen. Doctor said sarcastically. Look! He lifted his forearms as he said, I'm not opposed to this idea of putting Celestia into this mix. He folded his forearms across his chest as he leaned back on the outside rail, leading to the center consoles. This is how cool guys lean! Now you know the reference. But let's think this through. Right now, we don't have any proof that King Samurai is involved at all. I would say we probably do have some evidence, but based on unreliable evidence. Unless you have an information that might help us, Vision. Stamming brought up the little filly. Of King Somra, you mean? Vision checked. Yes. Do you have any visions of King Sombra? Involvement with the Puppet Master? If you say yes, then I think we can convince the princess. Not specifically, no. Just feelings here and there, Vision informed. What about tonight? The pin checked. You slept just an hour ago. Did you have any visions that might help us now? Wait, wasn't that daytime when she slept? Or is it another day already? Yes, Vision replied. Well, split it. The doctor encouraged. What's our next step? That crystal, Vision answered. You must claim the crystal that will help you defeat Somra's puppet and perhaps even the Dark King himself. It was daylight back then. Yeah, I know. That's why I was like, wait, how? So that means that it's another day already. And I was assuming something wrong. I might not be. You said that the crystal is powering the Puppet Master. And that is his vessel. But it is a black crystal. You need to find the red crystal that Featherwind actually has in the future. But it still can be. The black crystal still can be the red crystal. Right? Yeah, it can be after you cleanse it. Okay, okay. The black crystal powering the Puppet Master. If you cleanse it after you defeat the Puppet Master, you probably can claim the red crystal, which is the same crystal. Or you can go back in time, grab the red crystal before it turns into black crystal. By the Dark King. Right now, even if you inform Celestia, she will still be powerless to stop these villains. Instead, you must get them the means to defeat them. Why is the crystal so important? Starming wondered. Because it has the last good essence of Somra's magic, Vision answered. No way! Starbeam exclaimed. Even King Somra was once a good guy? Even if I told you no, it would still be highly unnatural for anyone in Equestria to be that evil. Featherwind informed his daughter. Something highly unusual happened to him as well. Something that drove him mad. That crystal is different, but we are not entirely wrong. With the right path and knowledge, the black crystal could be cleansed. Okay, now I see that it's different because it has the last good essence of Sombra's magic. But the Puppet Master's crystal has nothing of the sort. I thought it was the same crystal and they have to grab it and cleanse it before they get it, but no, it's a different crystal. It's probably shaped the same. Then Sombra was a victim too. The Starbase realized in shock. How far up this chain does it go before we anchor the true guilty party? There is no such thing as a true guilty party. We know that. Every villain has their own reasons to do so, unless they are perfectly mad. But then again, mad ponies have their own backstories as well. Nobody just born to be evil. That's not how things work. Especially in Equestria. Why don't you listen and see? Father been invited. Starbase waved at her father to continue, on the edge of her seat again, with interest. Actually, your mother made a similar remark at the time. Wait, does that mean Sombra is a victim too? Stamming that. Then who is the true villain here? I don't know, but I have an inkling. Vision answered. Of course, I cannot look upon such darkness without going mad myself. Whatever it is, it's pure evil. Go back to the part about the red crystal, Dr. Takeshy. You said this crystal has the last of his good essence? Yes, before he went completely mad. The vision confirmed. You also said we need this crystal to defeat the black crystal inside Puppet Master. Doctor checked. Yes. Vision confirmed simply. Huh. Using an enchanted crystal to defeat another enchanted crystal. Doctor amused as he resumed tapping the rail 4 times in rapid succession and repeated the pattern. I'm trying to remember when he did that. I kinda slightly remember, but not really. Yeah, it was a long time ago, I'm not gonna remember. Unless I watch the whole series again, which I might at some point. Because there are new episodes out already. A lot of new episodes probably. Didn't do that, okay. Wait, he didn't do that? But it was in the show. Now I'm searching for something that is not even there. Can you say who was it? Who tapped 4 times the rare? In the show? After a moment of silence, the doctor declared, if you are lucky, there may be a better prize here than simply a useful weapon. I wonder if this red crystal is also contains some of Sombra's knowledge before he went mad. Maybe we can use that we can use that to shed more light into this mystery. You know what? Write in Discord. Say it in Discord, just to be safe. Just to be safe. That we don't spoil anyone who didn't watch Doctor Who. Doctor looked squarely at Vision. Where exactly is this red crystal? Oh, nah. Okay. Don't have to say anything more. Now I know. Now I know. Okay. Good callback. Okay. Now I remember. In the frozen north. Vision has felt. It's buried deep in somewhere, cold and dark. Doctor rolled his eyes. Well, gee, that narrows it down. How many places do we know that's cold and dark in the frozen north? I think I can narrow it down even further if you simply take me there. Vision offered. I may not be able to see while I'm awake, but I can feel. I remember what the dream felt like. I remember what that energy felt like near it. I can use that to sense the general location. The apple looked concerned. Oh, are you sure it's safe? You won't catch too much of a cold up there? I do have some heavy coats in that others that might help. The doctor pointed out. Hell, I can give you all spacesuits too, but it might need to be tailored to fit police psychology. Psychology? Oh, physiology. Okay, I was like, no, it can't be psychology. It's physiology. That didn't make sense for me how I read it. And obviously it doesn't make sense of how I read it. It's physiology. And right now, it's what instead of that? Starving wondered aloud. Oh, I've got to see. I can do this. I must do this. Vision assured. And he must come too. Vision pointed at Father Wind's general vicinity, but she actually did miss the precise mark. For some reason, the Dark King wants him. The red crystal resonates with him too. It will awaken if he draws near, which will help him to find it. After that, he must learn to attune himself to it. Yeah, those two words have a very similar spelling, but it has an S right here instead of after the Y. How long will that take? Starming checked. I don't know. It depends on him. Time isn't much of an issue with the time machine. The doctor reminded him of the group. If he needs 10 years to master that crystal, I can give him that in another timeline, and maybe another planet. If it's critical, he masters his crystal first relative to this time. Yeah, it's gonna be strange when he goes on an adventure and returns back a day later, 10 years older. Hi, father, I'm back! Who are you? Sounds like a good plan. Father Wind declared. Let's do this. We are in the cold north. They should be fine. Takeshy shivered as she viewed out of the front window to the door to the exit. That probably happens with many of the Doctor's previous companions. Yep. She stood on her hind hooves to give her enough height to view out that window. It sure looks cold outside. I guess it will be, Doctor agreed as he spun a monitor in front of him above the console, the center console in the room, which he used to view outside. This is probably why the area is called Frozen North. Well, they're landing on all four of her hooves. If you're going to do this, let's dress up warm. With that, she started her way to the closet. And I will just configure things here, Doctor said, and idly started fiddling with the buttons, levers, and knobs. While he did that, he sang a little ditty. In this song, he played two parts, and on each part, he changed his pitch to make it sound like a different pony sang. Oh god, what kind of song is this? So, it's two ponies singing, but actually it's him. I can't really stay. Maybe it's cold outside. I got to go away. Maybe it's cold outside. This evening has been hoping that you'd drop in. So very nice. I'll hold your hands. They are like ice. I don't know this song at all. Maybe that's something later on at the end that you are saying. And I was not singing it because I don't know the rhythm. As he sang, he did a little bit of prancing, spinning about them, pulled the lever. That's a real song. I thought so it's a real song, I just don't know it. I really don't know. I might have heard it. Let me see. Maybe it's cold outside. John Legend. Huh. Yeah, I definitely never heard this song. I just searched for the lyrics. I never heard that song. It might have been strange for you, but I didn't. I might have to listen to it later. So I'm gonna keep this in. I'm probably not gonna listen on stream because that's definitely a copyrighted song. But hey. I'm sorry I couldn't complete. Check Discord. Oh, they sent it. But I'm only gonna start it after the stream. Because if I start to play it here, the stream will end abruptly by me being blocked. You are so odd. Starving him out with amusement. What exactly are you doing anyway? If we already landed, why continue to fiddle with the controls? Oh, it's timey-wimey stuff that you wouldn't understand. The doctor assured and kept on humming the same song to himself. He's not really doing anything right now, Vision informed. He's only fiddling with the knobs and levers to make himself seem important. Yeah, he does that sometimes. What? The doctor looked both shocked, offended, and impressed all at the same time. Why, you... I have... No. That was denied. That's not what I'm doing at all. You can play it after the reading, but we muted. Okay. I can't do that. Sure, Doctor. Whatever you say. Stanley agreed sarcastically with a playful roll of her eyes. No! Also, we can play it on separate. Oh, we can sync it up. So, no, I don't believe this. Police don't know what is sarcasm. They don't know what is irony. Starving cannot agree sarcastically. There are only two ponies we know who knows what sarcasm is, and maybe one more what DiceWarwick is. Okay, but I'm just joking, by the way. Starving and Vision shed a giga together. Oh wait, I didn't read this. Meetings do those, but protest too much. Wow. That's a that's a sentence. Doctor glared between Vision and Starving, then resumed his fiddling with muttering under his breath. Girls, why do they always gang up on me whenever they get the chance? They didn't step outside. I was tricked. Featherwind was near the closet, but did not go into it until he heard a crash inside it. Closet, he immediately trotted into the area. Inside, he saw Derpy buried under a pile of clothes. And in a moment, her head thrust out the top of it. She rolled her eyes and her dad in a dizzy way, then cursed to herself. Did you do, you clutzy feather brain? She complained at herself. Need any help? Featherwing offered kindly from the door. Derpy snapped at her gaze in a shock at Featherwing. After that, her cheeks burned with embarrassment, then she said, no, I got this, just tripping over my own hooves as usual. Please allow me. Featherwing requested again, practically begging her. Oh, if you really want to, she relented. Now this would be an absolutely different scenario if it was with humans, because it is actually a closet where people are changing clothes. Here, Featherwind ignited his horn with radiant silver. The large pile of clothes glowed with the same color, then lifted off Derpy. While he was at it, he also repaired the closet rail, then hung the clothes on it all at once, but probably not on the same order they were in originally. While doing that, he happened to notice that most of the clothes were designed for very unusual looking creatures. Judging from the general shape, he guessed that whoever could wear this probably had to stand upright somehow. Thank you, Derpy said, a little sadly. I am afraid this is only a typical example of something that happens in my life. That was one of the joys of being me. I think you are fine just the way you are, Featherwind argued. I heard what you said to the doctor about Vision. I have to tell you, I am touched by your compassion too. I would rather have a klutzy but kind ally on my side, rather than a sturdy but sadistic one. I really hope you don't put yourself down like that all the time. I'm kind of used to it. Derpy said with a shrug. Lots of ponies in Ponyville talk about me, like I'm some kind of, never mind. You don't wanna hear this. Ponyville? Oh, that's a curious name, also unfamiliar, Featherwind remarked. Because it didn't happen yet. One of Derpy's eyes looked at Featherwind for a moment, then looked back again. Then it probably doesn't exist yet in your time. All I can tell you now, that this situation near the Everfree Forest. Really? Huh, I actually know one family that lives out there, Featherwind said. Really? Derpy said brightly as her ears perked up. They might be Ponyville's descendants then. You might not be far back from my time after all. Back when I came from, Ponyville is only about 100 years old. Oh wow! Starby exclaimed to her father in the future. Earlier you said you were confident that something special would come out of the Orchid family's farm, but you wouldn't tell me at all at that time and basically implied that you would get back to it later. Tell me then, is this what you meant back then? Her father shrugged at her under his whisker. Kind of. I said what I said to you earlier for still more reasons that you have yet to discover on the later point of my story. But I will say that this is part of it. By knowing that my friend Derpy will grow up in a village which the Orchard family started, they just gave me even more evidence that the Orchids will continue to be blessed by a prosperous future on their new prosperity. Deep down, I was overjoyed to hear that. Stabby cocked her head at her father as she asked him, "How did you make it you? Wow, how did you make you feel? Oh, okay. How did it make you feel to know that? I mean, through her, you gained a tiny glimpse into the future. Weren't you curious what else she could unveil?" Well, of course I was curious at the time, her father answered, but I also kept in mind something that the doctor said, that any vision of the future could be merely one of the many possible outcomes. Talking to some pony from the future, or even visiting it myself, does not guarantee that our relative will unfold exactly like theirs, but it does provide some hints. But also, knowing the future can change things as well. Much of it seemed like a pretty good future, actually. A future, by the way, that you may see unfolding before your very eyes as you grow up. Father Wind leaned in close to his daughter as he taught her emphatically. Know this, and know this well, my sweet. The future is always changing. If you want to make it a good one, you will have to earn it. You don't just rely on other travelers from the future to tell you what your destiny is, and don't merely sit here and hope that it will turn out well. If you want a bright and prosperous future, then do the work that will cause it to be so. The future I saw in Derpy's time did indeed look very bright for the most part, but it is important to understand that the only way that could occur is if we do our own part to cause it to be so. Also, if you want a pleasant present, then do what it takes to manifest that reality. Do not just wish for such things by blowing out your birthday candles. Instead, make it so. Be the miracle you hope to experience. That's probably what Baby Smith did, out on her own new farm, with her new faith and efforts. And that's what we need to do as well. Starbase looked up thoughtfully at the twinkling stars above her. She felt like part of her grew much wiser at that moment. She felt older somehow. She was awed at the thought of infinite possible futures coming together into one single reality. It was mind-boggling to think that some of those possibilities could be felt even before they officially occurred. Featherwind gave her a moment to let that thought sink in. He waited until she looked back at him, silently, and ordered him to proceed. So he did. Derpy, can I ask you something? Featherwind asked Derpy in the past. Sure, she said as she tried to focus on him, but only succeeded with her right eye. Her left eye suddenly drifted lazily away. Why did you call yourself Ditsy-Do a moment ago? Oh, she pawed at the ground in a little embarrassment. That's because it's my real name. Derpy was actually just a nickname the doctor gave me and the Phantom. Really? Your real name is Ditsy-Do? Featherwind double-checked. Uh-huh. Derpy nodded in confirmation. Does the name Duncan-Do ring a bell for you? Featherwind asked curiously. Duncan-Do? Her eyes wandered about randomly again, then she shifted her head back and forth before trying to focus back on him, as she said, No, not really. Why do you ask? Because it's your relative. Father Vin shrugged. No reason, it's just that I met a good friend of mine several years back, and his name was Duncan too. Given your true last name, I was curious if you might be a family descendant. Oh, a daring do. Dapper theorized. She actually found to contemplate that possibility. Would it be funny if I was related to her too? If it's true, I think Rainbow Dash would find that very hard to accept. There might be many ponies in your timeline with the last name too. I kind of figured it was a long shot, but I thought I would ask anyway. I haven't explained. Also, yeah, that would be strange. How did you meet Duncan? Darby asked curiously with a small smile on her lips. He rescued me, kind of. I was stuck in the sky because I had not mastered my cutie mark talent yet. I drifted in the wind but couldn't really fly yet. Duncan was delivering some letters and happened to come across me. At my request, he agreed to deliver me to the rest of the continent by wing flapping me there. Oh, how interesting. I deliver mail too. Darby informed cheerfully. Well, that's what I do back home at least, whenever I'm not gallivanting off to the same whole universe with the doctor. Once again, she rolled her eyes. It's the story of my life. Gallivanting all across time and space to save it. I think the story of your life is something I would like to read, Derpy. Please don't sell yourself short. You are an awfully lucky pony. Oh, thank you. Derpy said with another adorable blush, but calmed down as she resumed speaking. Anyway, about your other question, I don't know if this Duncan do is related to me or not, but I hadn't exactly studied my family history back when I came from. Now that you bring that up, however, I'm kind of researching checks now, and even know a good place to do so. There's a good library in town that has a lot of books in it, and it's managed by a very capable librarian. I usually don't have much incentive to read books myself, especially considering my lazy eye, but you have piqued my interest. Which library? It is still the tree? Father Wind narrowed his eyes at her a bit. If reading is a problem for you, then don't you have a problem reading the addresses of envelope of each letter? Sometimes I do, and I made more than a few mistakes because of it. Lapis said regretfully. I don't know why every pony puts up with me as much as I do. Guess I'm fortunate then to live in one of the friendliest towns in Equestria. I guess that's that's him. I guess that's something for you to look forward to. Father Wind figured. If you have a good home, where and when you came from, then galloping away from it feels more optional. If returning home is always pleasant, then it's good to know you have that freedom. I haven't thought of it that way. Thank you. Dumpy cheered. Then she sighed as she looked about the closet. Now, how about finally doing what I came here to do? Perhaps I can help you with that too. Father Wind offered. Yeah, Dumpy shifted an eye to him. That might help. Okay, we've got the outfits. Father Wind announced as he stepped out of the closet area while levitating a pile of warm clothes. Excellent! Good job, my friend! Dr. commanded cheerfully. Oh, what is this, Doc? Storming danced by standing in the large jar with a bunch of cooked floating rainbow-colored multi-rings in it. They are pretty. Stormwing was standing in the opposite end of the main exit. Cooked floating rainbow-colored multi-rings. I'm trying to remember. Is that something from the show or the show? Or it's just something you came up with? Doctor recognised what she was looking at, then grew a bit alarmed. Oh, don't touch those! As a matter of fact, you should probably back away from those. Those things are very dangerous. Maybe? Dangerous? Stamming asked as she waved her hand around the jar to look at Doctor more clearly. Dangerous how? Sound familiar? Maybe, I don't know. I still have to refer to back as it was a long time ago. The invention I've been thinking with which I call flameless fireworks. It's from the MLP. Nah, I don't remember. Oh, okay. That was a long time ago since I watched that episode. now I see what you mean by by cooked floating rainbow colored multi rings. Slice of life. Yeah, that was a long time ago, and it was only mentioned at a little. Like for 2 seconds. And he said the same thing that you should back away from those. Those are dangerous, maybe. That was a really fun episode. It was a really fun episode, I have to tell you. Doctor pained and humped his chin with a puzzled look on the jar. Okay, only trouble is, I can figure out how to get them to ignite. Until then, it can potentially be set off any time, and by anything, so I recommend you stay back from those. What? Stamming regarded the jar of famous fireworks, then glared back at the doctor a little. If they are that dangerous, then why do you have them in your little spaceship? But the TARDIS is a tough old ship. Doctor said proudly. I figured this is the best place to keep them, in order to keep everyone else safe. That may, when they do ignite, they will only be effective in here. Which is where we are, Stamming said incredulously. Maybe the TARDIS will be just fine, but what about us? The scene is a nod to that episode. Yeah, that is the episode that was actually created Derpy Hooves to the Time Lord. That said nod. Okay. It's probably not canon, but we are gonna do this little strange episode right here. You want Derpy to be with the Time Lord? Then we will do it. There you go. And he did. And they did it. You got a spaceship? So probably your best option is to dump them off into outer space. Outer space, so they will be a danger to nobody. But then I would never figured out how they work. The doctor said while raising and lowering his eyebrows multiple times. Think about it. I am thinking about it, and I don't think your curiosity is worth the secretaries of those about the ship. Stamming agreed. Well, it's a good thing we are about to leave the ship and venture into the safe confines of the frozen north. Tally ho, my friends! Onwards and upwards, I say! From there, he pushed away from the rail that faced Stormwing, indicating that he was done with that conversation. Gah! That course is impossible! Stormwing complained with a hoof stomp. It is his ship, and we are guests in it, Featherwind reminded her. Besides, he's got one point. We need to venture out there and find that red crystal, or at least I do. Are you coming? You asked that if I have a choice. Stormwing turned over to her friend. I promised I would protect you, and I'm keeping my word. Besides, if she goes... Stormwing looked at Vision, as Derpy helped the young filly into warm outfit. Then she's somebody else I think I need to keep an eye on. We don't know how long we will be trekking out there. She looked back at her friend. Maybe you can reduce the severity out there with your weather control? Maybe. Featherwind agreed, with uncertainty as he looked corner-wise down. Why the doubt? The scene is also to separate the fig from the show at the same time. Because weather policy didn't cause this in the first place, Featherwind answered as he looked back at her. The weather did this on its own, so if I fight it, I might have limited success, and that may constant battle. I can only make permanent changes to the weather if I remove the resisting factor, or else I can do is make temporary patch. I told you this before, remember? At least you can do it at all, Stormwing said softly. Right now I think it's wise to we consider all of our options on the table. If she falls ill, we will never find this crystal and the Professor could end up doomed. Aside from that, I don't want her to come to any harm. Stormwing eyed the young filly in concern. I really don't. Both you and me, sister. Derpy cheered as Stormwing. Stormwing smiled fondly at Derpy at that comment, then approached Derpy to give her a friendly hoof bump. Derpy did not leave a Stormwing hanging on that one. And that is the end. They didn't leave. And here's the author's note. Baby It's Cold Outside is written by Frank Loesser in 1944 and it's aired in 1949. I don't know if it's in the public domain either, so we are gonna listen to it with the song muted before we do anything of the sort. So let me mute the audio. Let me mute this as well. I'm gonna open this YouTube link that you sent me. And it's gonna be Baby It's Cold Outside. I can also put this here. Around this spot. Yeah, they leave to tell this in the next episode. I thought they were gonna go outside in the last setting. But let's see. Maybe it's cold outside, lyrics. We don't need the lyrics part, but at least you can sync it up with me if you want. Better if you have the lyrics up on the screen. So are you ready? Do you have this pulled up? You count down so we can play at the same time. Okay, I'm gonna start this in 3, 2, 1, and now. Oh my god. I heard the rhythm before, but not the music itself. Okay, I can tell you already that I heard the instrumental version of this, not the original. And I have no idea how the doctor is singing it at the same time. It's cold outside. It's not cold outside right now. It is actually pretty hot outside, and there is a cold wind at the same time. Okay, I will do that. What does that laugh? How can you do this to me? What are those legs? Oh my god. Okay, so basically they are saying it's cold outside, so let's fuck. I'm sorry, but that's how it sounds to me. At least the male version is really hungry for the girl. Let's just say it like that. It's something I can imagine Doctor playing, singing during the approximate moment. He's old fashioned sometimes. Yeah, I can see this actually playing, but I don't know how he sings overlapping lines, because in this the girl and the female and the male voice were overlapping at some point, and they were delayed between them. So how? He probably didn't overlay them, that's for sure. Because then the others would look at him very strangely. How do you do those two voices? Maybe you had that disclaimer in the wrong chapter. At least you fixed it. Yeah, I will add the link. I can't do it right now. Other sims current bitrate is lower than the recommended bitrate. I know, because there was no nothing to say at that point. Suggestion: sim is healthy, no data, everything is fine. Because there was no sound at that point. But yeah. Can I edit it? No, I can't edit this right now. So what did you think of the chapter? Well, let's just say you nailed the doctor's behavior. It's really good. It's really well made. And let's just we'll switch to this so you can see what I'm just spinning around. But yeah, you nailed the doctor's behavior. I like Derpy as well, that's for sure. It's gonna be strange that Vision is there with us because she cannot see, but we know that Featherwind has to be there, and we know that he has something to do later on, which is a fixed point in time. That is something we learned at this point, and he will need to master the red crystal. That is not the black crystal in the Puppet Master. There is a song in the author's note in the next chapter. We can play together like we did it with this song. You know what? We are gonna do that next time, before starting the actual reading, and then it will be fine, and I will know the song at the time when we get to it, unless I already know the song. Let me go to the next chapter and let's see the author's note at the end. What is this? I don't wanna start it. Except I don't want to play it from here. Oh my god, I can't just link to the open up the YouTube. I have to accept it, but okay. Yeah, we will watch this next time before starting the story, and then I will know the link. Oh, if I play it first, it's a spoiler. Okay, thanks for saying it. I couldn't play it here. I couldn't open it, so that's fine. We will play it when the song goes. When the song happens. That's gonna be a better one. But yeah, not many things actually happened in this chapter. It was just them first seeing the TARDIS and the Earth. Can we call it Earth? It's not just Equestria, it's a whole planet. Do we have a name? I just realized. Do we have a name for the planet where Equestria is? Yeah, that would be better, Quill, but it can wait until the next one. And just to say, the next stream is gonna be tomorrow, at the same time. I already gonna say it. So you don't have to wait too much for it. But yeah, basically what we did was finding out where the red crystal is. Obviously Featherwind is the only one who can use the red crystal, and his daughter is gonna be the one who is gonna learn the red crystal. We know that from the beginning. We didn't know why. Now we know why, because they are from King Sombra and they are relatives to it, and they definitely needed to use. Wait, they still need it. That means at this point, in the present, when he's saying the story, the Dark Lord is not completely done. Not completely out of the story. Obviously, that's true, because he was not resurrected after a lot later in the show. And he might take a little bit of part of it. And you found out more about Red Crystal. Yep. I have a feeling. I'm not sure if I'm right or wrong. You don't have to tell me. But I have a feeling after the story ends, the story is still gonna continue. It's not just gonna be like, oh, I did this, I did this, I did this, and at some point we will reach the present and continue the story from there. I might be wrong about this. Also, that can be a new book if that happens. if it doesn't happen. But yeah, because obviously after the story ends, it's not gonna be the end of the story. It's gonna be, let's just say it, from then onward, it is Starbreeze's story afterwards. Because she learned and she is gonna get the red crystal, but we still need to find out what it actually does, other than perhaps defeating the Dark King and the Puppet Master. And we definitely have to... Wait, what? Did you notice how fast Celestia responded when she heard the Crystal Empire returned? She wasted no time to send Shining Armor to guard the city, as she knew she would be attacked if she didn't. Oh yeah, I just thought of it before, because they are the ones. She and her sister were the ones that made the Crystal Empire disappear, and they knew that the Crystal Empire reappearing meant Sombra as reappearing as well. I don't remember. Did Celestia actually learn why the Crystal Empire disappeared? Or was it just a fan-made video? That Luna made a mistake. A grave mistake. Which might have not been a mistake at all. She delayed the inevitable at that point. By locking Sombra and every pony and the whole Crystal Empire in a nightmare world. I don't remember if that was in the actual episode or was it a fan-made video. I'm sorry about that, but sometimes the fan-made stuff and the canon actually sleeps together if it makes sense. It was fan-made, but it's canon in this story. Okay. In my head it's canon as well. So don't worry. In my head it's canon. Just like Twilight actually having a wing in the beginning. from her birth. But I know that's not canon at that point. But yeah, soon I'm gonna put the link for the next one. I'm gonna open my image editor here soon. But yeah, in the future, I started warning that the Crystal Empire would have been guarded. Would have to be guarded, else it would fall to Samra. That means they are gonna go and meet Celestia. That's for sure. So let's see, what is this chapter? Oh, this is what we read. The next one I need the title of. I'm gonna add it here. You can see it, but that's fine. You don't need to see it. You will see it in the next video. I'm already making the thumbnail, which is not much of a change from what it is. I'm only changing the title on it, which is super fast. I'm lazy to do it. Make a new one. Save chapter 16. There we go. And I'm not saving. There we go. Everything is fine. So yeah, I guess that's it for today. Tomorrow at the same time I'm gonna continue this. Any predictions about next chapter based on the name? The Crystal Sage. Well, there is definitely gonna be a defender of the crystal or a djinn. Or a djinn. I just realized that the crystal can have a soul inside. That is the Sombra's lost real self. I just realized that. and have a good night, Dice, by the way. I might be super wrong about this, but I have a feeling that they said the lost good self of Sombra is in the red crystal. And I don't know if it can be summoned or not. It's either someone defending or guarding the crystal, or someone else. The ghost of the crystal itself. They are definitely gonna learn more about the crystal. They will find the crystal, or you can call the first flying unicorn the Crystal Sage as well. It can also mean that Featherwind learns everything about the crystal, how to use it, and he will be called Sage. I don't know that. But it can be a lot of things from this only. But we will find out tomorrow at the same time. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. It is, let's see, it is a little bit longer than this one. It's 11,000 words. But I have time for that. I will definitely make some time for it. And yeah, now I'm gonna leave. Well, if that's okay with you. In an hour or so, I'm gonna play Persona 5 Royale on Twitch. If you're still alive, but probably that's gonna be late for you. You are gonna go to sleep. That's perfectly fine. But yeah, see you tomorrow. Bye bye.